Hello designers, today I'm going to show you such a good cheat. I find PowerPoint so easy, such an efficient way to create the extra motion graphics that I need for my videos. I'll give you an example. In this video, I just wanted these invitations to pop up to show some examples, and I did not feel like copying them, saving each one out, cropping them, moving them over, doing all that. I just took screenshots, pasted them straight into PowerPoint, used the animation pane and a green screen that I'm going to show you today, and bam, I had motion graphics so fast. I do it all the time for things like this and things like this. It's so easy and fun, so I hope that you will learn something. And also, I know a lot of you want to learn how to do a logo animation, so let's just jump into PowerPoint and get started. So I've started a new presentation. The first thing I'm going to do is, we're only going to use one slide, but let's go to page setup. And this is right, 1333 by 7.5 is the size you want, size for widescreen. And that will ensure that our settings are right for video when we're done. And I am going to toggle over to Illustrator. So here's the logo I'm going to show you how to animate today. And I have it in two parts. I have my type as one part, you can see, and I have my icon background as the other part. Now the first thing I want to do is select both as a full unit and copy those and paste them straight into PowerPoint. I want to make sure that when I paste the separate elements in, that they line up where they're supposed to be. So let's go back and do the back one first. So I'm going to click on my, I guess we'll call this the icon portion of the logo. And then I'll go back and do the type portion, copy, and paste that directly in there. And see, it came in a little high. So instead of guessing exactly where it's going to be, I'm going to just move it. And then let's arrange things. We're going to reorder objects. I always think this is kind of cool. I don't remember how new it is, but I'm going to put my full logo up front and leave these two the way they are. I want the type on top. Hit OK. And then I'm just going to delete this. So now I have my two logo parts, and let's pull up the animations. Let's do the animation pane. Now I did have to play around with this for a while because there's so many different options of what you could do. You could have things, you know, fade in or scroll across. I mean, you have, the sky is the limit because you have so many ideas. I wanted one piece to spin one way and another piece to come in another way, and for them to sort of come together at the same time at the end. So it took some tweaking, and here's what I figured out. So for this one, the background is going to be, I hope I do this right, a pinwheel. A pinwheel, depending on where you're from. And it's so funny because you have spinner and you have grow turn, you have these other things you can do, but for some reason, even though they seem so similar, the pinwheel was the one that worked the best for this. And so that's a little too, let's go over to a timing. That's a little too fast. I am going to do on click because we're going to record this. I'll show you at the end. So let's do 5 seconds is fine, no delay. And let's just play that. And so I like that. Remember, you can always err on that side of a little slower because you can always speed it up a little in your video program. So now let's do our second element. And for this one, we're going to do the same back over here, just your up here, your basic animations. We're going to do swivel. So it's like a different, they're on different planes. And again, now we're going to do with previous, and we're going to do 5 seconds again. And let's just check this. So I've got one, but remember, I want them to end at the same time. And the design, the type was actually finishing first. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to delay it just by a half a second. And then let's try it again. And this should work. Ta-da! I like that. Now, one of my favorite things to do in PowerPoint is Design, click on design up here, go over to format background. Now you're gonna have under color, they're gonna give you 2 standard greens. It depends on your colors. With this one, I did the darker green first and it did not work out. So the lighter green seems to give me enough contrast to work with this blue. So this is our slide, and let's go up to slideshow and rehearse timings, okay? So go ahead and just click on, your arrow key or your space bar, and it's gonna do exactly what we just tested. That's great. But now I wanna give it a little more time so that I have extra time of just my logo at the end, and I don't have to add any frame holds or anything like that. 20 seconds is fine. So let's end show. Do we wanna keep those timings? Yes, we do. And now we can export this. And we're gonna save it under file format as an MP4. Now I'm gonna go over to iMovie and I'm gonna show you what you can do with this, basically. Okay, so I've come to iMovie and you can see I have this background that I got on Pixabay. You can see here it's a little grayer, so I played around with the colors up here in the color palette. I played around with them a little just to make it a little less gray and a little more blue just for this project. Now I'm ready to drag our animation video we did over. Okay, now I'm gonna drag my video animation we just did in, and I can already tell it's starting way too far back. So let's see where it starts and give it a couple seconds and then move this to the front. And let's hit green screen. And that's pretty close, but let's go up to the palette, the paint artist palette. I want a little bit more of my black in there. Perfect. You just adjust it just a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, you ready? Let's see how it looks. Love it. Let me see one more thing. It looks like it's just like a little gray just for a second there when it comes out here. And I just want to see if I can fix that as well. Yep, look at that. Perfect. Okay, let's watch it one more time. I love it. It's hard for me now to just sit here and go, let's watch it again, let's watch it again. It's so great that you have so many options with PowerPoint of all things, PowerPoint and iMovie. Thank you for coming. I hope you learned something. Post comments or questions below. I love PowerPoint. I've been using PowerPoint for years and years and years, and they make it so easy. So many cool transitions, so many cool animations. I just can't get enough of it. So I'd love to see what you do. All my links after link after link after link is below. How to contact me, how to follow me, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I am Christy Kelly, and thank you so much for coming to design with me.